because I like loyalty in my personal life, I like respect, and I don't like a thief. If I drop a diamond on the floor,
Since I like steadfastness in my own life, I like regard, and I could do without a hoodlum in the event that I drop a precious stone on the floor. Kindly don't get it in my home, and put it in your pocket. So Sharina Hudson, the ex-escort and child mom of Wendy Williams' ex Kevin Hudson, is evidently hauling Kevin to court for kidbacking, and Wendy's fans are concerned that Sharina and Kevin are plotting something to get back on Wendy's golden goose. And there are the tales going around that Wendy is thinking about taking Kevin back since she feels sorry that Sharina left him at his lease time now. It was as of late detailed that Sharina unloaded Kevin after he lost his latest fight with Wendy for provision, yet word on the road is that Kevin and Sharine may be faking their separation to get Wendy's cash. Wendy has likewise been managing what is happening since her bank Wells Fargo actually won't let her entrance her records and bits of hearsay are circumventing that Kevin is presently attempting to pull off a plan to turn into Wendy's monetary conservator. And that Sharina is in on it genuinely, there are a ton of clashing reports, so we should simply stall wreck down. And I splash-covered pink all up it, and I'm crying and having an old-fashioned time in my own head, saying, good Wendy, you forever serious areas of strength. Forbid this is your time, you got to get this wreck together. Wendy's ex-Kevin tracker has been going through it since his paramour Sharina purportedly unloaded him back in July. And it doesn't seem as though he'll be getting any breaks at any point in the near future. Briefly, it appeared as though Kevin was carrying on with his best existence, with his side piece Sharina not working and carrying on with an agreeable and rich life, all on Wendy's dime. Now we as a whole realize that after Wendy figured out Kevin got Sharine pregnant, she unloaded him and made an honest effort to continue on, yet the separation set off Wendy's past substance issues. And she went through an extremely intense period, all throughout of recovery. She likewise lost her famous show and was supplanted by Sher Shepard. And afterward, right when everybody figured things couldn't deteriorate, Wendy's bank, Wells Fargo, froze every one of her records and pronounced her a crippled individual. Wendy has been under monetary conservatorship. From that point forward, she's actually engaging with Wells Fargo to demonstrate that she can deal with her own funds. In the meantime, Kevin was enjoying a life of ease and comfort with Sharina and spending Wendy's well-deserved cash on her. As a matter of fact, he wasn't spending it, he was tossing it around like he was at a strip club. He even purchased Sharina a house worth more than $700,000. And get this, it was close to the corner from the one he was imparting to Wendy. And I read about it in the sites and tabloids, the location of this spot that he had bought to impart to this boondocks 9 miles from my home in Livingston. And they're having a great time. Kevin was out there tossing piles of Wendy's cash at Sharina. And he even set up an entire store for her back in her local South Carolina. Now that business ended up being a significant lemon, and it shut soon after a couple of months. Yet Kevin and Sharina were not annoyed the slightest bit. Rather, they hopped into another endeavor, a web-based dress and gems store called Bish, yet to nobody's shock that one additionally failed spectacularly following a hot moment. Yet Kevin actually continued to attempt to get things going for Sharina. And he even assisted her with getting insured as a real estate professional that didn't exactly work out, one or the other. So they then proceeded to open up a vegetarian organization. For her, definitely you heard it right. That was the 5th business he set up for Sharina, involving Wendy's cash. With respect to Wendy, she had a ton of familiarity with Kevin's undertaking, yet tragically, she decided to look the alternate way, attempting to persuade herself and every other person that her marriage was okay. Currently, look, I'm an honest person, Papo. All you got to do is Google him. And you see the story, you can accept what you need, yet ok. So Wendy supposedly made an arrangement with Kevin where it was concurred that he could do his thing with Sharina, similarly, as long as he didn't get Sharina pregnant. This happened for an entire 10 years, however. At that point, in 2019, Kevin and Sharina broke the pack, and the paparazzi got Sharina brandishing a child knock. Wendy was crushed, yet she understood what she needed to do. And she petitioned for a separation from Kevin. In April 2019, in April, you petitioned for legal separation from your better half, right, Kevin? After almost 22 years of marriage, right? And 25 years being together, right? And due to his treachery anyway. No doubt you realize disloyalty is one thing, a full child is an entire another subject, okay? Better believe it. I mean, you said in the New York Times Magazine, I'm an exceptionally lenient individual, yet there's one thing I would never be a piece of, and that one thing happened, mum duh. And that was all there was to it. Better believe it, the child did it, a child, yet Wendy didn't serve Kevin with legal documents. She likewise served him with that formal notice and terminated him from the Wendy Williams show. And she even took the games vehicle she purchased for himself. And afterward, when I chose to separate from him, he must be terminated. At the end of the day, I made him separated and jobless across the board day. And that charming little scene on the web where the vehicle is being the gracious, that was me. As well, yet see, Kevin wasn't precisely striving after Wendy terminated him, since Wendy consented to cut him a month-to-month divorce settlement check as a component of their separation bargain. Now the specific numbers are a secret, yet it was sufficient to keep Kevin and Shireen's lights on. And neither one of them was eager to get a regular job or find one more type of revenue. Yet here's the kicker, it worked out that Wendy's legal counselor sneaked in a proviso in the separation repayment that said Wendy would never again need to pay Kevin's support, assuming she quit working. So after Wendy's agreement for her show was suspended in October of 2021, Kevin's divorce settlement installments evaporated. Kevin was wrecked, and he went on a tirade against Wendy, guaranteeing he ought to be remunerated on the grounds that the Wendy show was his vision from the start. He said it's obvious to express that after I left the show tumbled hard my protected innovation of the production of the Wendy Williams show. And how it had run over was key. No sir, the show tumbled in light of the fact that they disposed of Wendy and supplanted her with Sherry Shepard. And that is no shade to Sherry, except for we should be genuine individuals. Watch the show due to Wendy and Love Critic. Nobody can supplant her in any case. Since Kevin's arrangement didn't work, he changed the tune and attempted to play the compassion card, asserting that he didn't have health care coverage and frantically required cash. He recorded a grumbling in court, saying he had fallen behind on the vast majority of his bills. And he additionally asserted he wanted hip medical procedure, which he was unable to manage without protection the way that I can't support my life and take care of my bills altogether is very rising to me. I can't take care of my bills and support my everyday residing great. That happens when you attempt to construct your satisfaction on another person's agony. In any case, Kevin is currently destitute, broke, and last month Radar Online revealed that he had to sell the $1.25 million chateau he purchased with his separation repayment. Yet karma is as yet not finished with Kevin. It was as of late announced that Sharina unloaded him and moved out with their girl after he lost the provision fight with Wendy. On top of that, new reports are presently flowing that Sharina is intending to prosecute Kevin over kid support installments. Yet something smells off-putting here, and the fans are stressed that Kevin and Sharina are plotting something with respect to Wendy. One source as of late let All Right magazine know that she's been grinning, said she heard the news, and she cherishes how karma has been taking care of Kevin and Sharina. Yet different sources near Wendy are saying they're concerned for her in light of the fact that Kevin is presently supposedly asking Wendy for pardoning and painting Sharina as the genuine antagonist. And Wendy is getting bulldozed supposedly, so on the off chance that this is valid, he could attempt to turn into her monetary gatekeeper and assume command over her cash. Sincerely, Wendy should be incredibly cautious in light of the fact that both Kevin and Sharina appear to be frantic for money. And they may be conspiring against her. One fan said, "Please, Wendy, don't do it. He's returning for your cash and will be back with the other lady in the future." And another person added, "Both Kevin and Sharina are about the cash. This is acting at its most horrendously terrible. They're attempting to clear Wendy out, assuming that Wendy surrenders to him. He will drop her and prosecute her back. Don't get bulldozed, Wendy. Yet told me how you feel about this. Do you think Kevin and Sharine are plotting something together against Wendy?" Remarked down underneath and afterward. Look at this next.